Okay, we have another integral here today. This one's from MIT 2025, regular season number 14. We have the integral of sine x times sine x times sine of cosine x plus cosine x plus cosine sine x plus cosine of cosine x dx. Okay, this is kind of like a combination of two different types of integrals. I think I did one not too far back where we have this kind of like nested trig situation. If we had just like one of these, often the way we want to do it is with a u substitution. But in this case, it's like we're adding two of these together, which is making me think instead of a u substitution, we want product rule. So we're still going to be trying to figure out what kind of derivatives are going to work. It can be a little bit of trial and error with this, trying to see what works. I'm going to try to with a lot of it's good that we've got cosine and sine, because that's going to work well together. Let's just start with this right here. If I call my f this sine of sine x, and I take a derivative on this, we get an f prime value. Then the derivative of this is going to be just cosine of sine x, but then we need chain rule on this, and the derivative of that's going to be cosine of x. So coming up here, we're saying this is our f, then we have our f prime. Our f prime is going to be right here in this other expression. And so for this to work with product rule, how it's going to work is we're multiplying two things, f times g, and we take the derivative of it. It's just going to be f prime g plus f g prime. I probably should have done my labels differently, because here we have f prime in the second part and here it's g prime, but it's not going to matter what we call things, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But for this to work, what we're going to want to find is, let's find the derivative of this thing here, because if the derivative of this is the rest of the other piece, it's going to be set up. So I'm going to do g equal to cosine of cosine x, and then I'll take a derivative of this, so our g prime value, that's going to become minus sine of cosine x, and then again we need chain rule. Derivative of this though is going to be, let's do it like this, minus sine x. But minus times minus is going to be plus, so we can put this together. We can write the g prime as, I'll just reorder it, so I'll write it as sine x, sine cosine x. And that way this thing is g, but now we've got our sine x here, sine cosine x here, so it's kind of all out of order, I know, but all this stuff together is going to be g prime. So let me sum this up and show the order is a little different. So what we have in the first piece is just f times g prime, and then here we have f prime g. So same thing, just reordering it, doesn't matter how we order these. And this is all inside of an integral. And so we have all this. And so if this is the same as this, we're integrating a derivative. This is going to be the same as f times g. We know both those pieces. So we can just put together our f and g values and say our solution on this is going to be sine of sine x times cosine of cosine x, add a plus c, and that's it. These kind of problems with the nested trig functions are usually not too bad, just because there's only like one way it can work. And if you go outside of that, it's going to be impossible. So it sort of has to fall into place like this. Okay, there you go. That's it for today. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good day.